knowing what's at stake. And it's, for me, I get the sense sometimes where I have conversations with my friends, and it's not like a stigma I'm trying to say, but it's like Senegal, Ivory Coast, all these nations, we've given them their flowers, how well they've done to get in the World Cup, to be where they're at right now, and the progression they've made in so many years. I want beyond that now. I want that next stage. I want them to know and feel comfortable that, yes, we're here, we deserve to be here, but let's get that winning mentality. Let's get that mindset now to know what's at stake. And when I say something like that, it's just to get people to understand it's like France. We talk about how great France are and how good they're as a team. But what people don't realize is the attention to detail. France went 2-0 up against Sweden yesterday. And we talk about the modern day of football, everyone wants to play out the back. What did the French do after going 2-0 up against Sweden? Goalkeeper said, everyone get up. They squeezed up, they kicked the ball long and made everyone play for second balls, which for me is part of the mindset and the mentality and the little bits of detail that some people watching might not understand that plays a part. And I think for Senegal and some of these nations, they need to pay attention more to detail, because that's a game that they literally threw away.
Yeah, 100% agree with what Nigel's saying. I think I would add to Belgium got desperate. I think the changes at the start were to try and get something new, and then towards the end, the 80th minute, they're just throwing bodies on and trying to just make something happen. And again, we spoke about it, big Lukaku comes on the pitch, having that focal point. He scores, and the second he scored, you could see the Belgian team just rise. Every one of them felt 6 foot plus. Right, we're good, we're going to go for it now. And unfortunately for Senegal, they just couldn't see out the game. But because their game's based on being in good shape and attacking, when you're asking them now, hey, calm down, keep the ball for 4 or 5 passes, they struggled. And be one that Senegal coach will want back. When you think about the games that they've had, they played against France, made a fantastic impression on people, probably should have won, probably should have killed it off in the first half, they didn't. And now the same pattern's repeating itself. It's 100% on the players. They have to know how to deal with this. And it's a shame for Sadio Mane as well, because it's probably going to be his last World Cup. And to go out, even with the African Cup of Nations and now this, he'll feel that it's been a little bit of a disappointment.
It just happened to the Congo. Now it happened to Senegal as well. I think you can bring Mexico into that conversation to understand what I'm talking about in terms of when you watch them play, they can put together 45 minutes, 60 minutes, unbelievable tempo, unbelievable levels, but then they never win the World Cup. They never went to semifinal. They never, the frustration with the African teams, they never get the job done. Yeah. Now you flip the side and look at teams that are maybe not crazy impressive on paper. Aside from Messi, Argentina, right? You look at them on paper, you're like, wow, they're okay. But they won the World Cup. Because they have something that these teams that drop these games don't have, and that's game management. Now, whether that's from a mental side, from a tactical side, from a physical side, whatever it is, grinding out result, that's what these teams that never win, because pound for pound, player for player, the African teams are as good as anyone, as talented as anyone. But then we see this team all the time, that in the big moments, especially tournament football, then somehow these moments are happening. So it's a frustration for sure, but game management has to be better. And I think it's what the U.S. will struggle with. I think it's what Mexico will struggle with in the next game. And I think it's with pound for pound, you watch these guys, eye test, you're like, wow, they're awesome to watch. USA against Paraguay, wow, they're awesome to watch. It's game management and its consistencies. The U.S. still hasn't played a game the level that it played against Paraguay. They can't find it all the time. Mexico against Ecuador looked great, and the other games maybe not so much. They can't find it all the time. The difference between them and the top teams that win are that they do it every time they play. They get all the details right. They get all the game management right, and that's the frustration I have with Senegal after watching today, and even Congo. Is like you watch them, you're like, wow, they can make a run, and then they get a little thing wrong, or they get a little game management detail wrong, or they get a little decision wrong. The decision, the penalty at the end, the decision to leave your feet there, is it a penalty? Is it not a penalty? That's what everyone's going to talk about tonight. Doesn't matter. The fact that the defender left his feet there in that moment.
First World Cup for 28 years. It is Spain who get us underway. It's Austria who win possession, and Spain win it back almost immediately. And the whistle goes, and it will be a free kick to Austria just inside the Spanish half. So Spain playing in their traditional reds with the dark blue shorts and socks. Austria all in white. As Kevin Danso of Tottenham will steer it back to his goalkeeper Alexander Schlager. So Spain with Unai Simon in goal, the back four of Porro, Kubasi, Laporte and Cucurella. Ahead of them, Pedri and Rodri. As Austria come down this left-hand side with Sabitzer, ball into the area, it's cleared away, comes back to Austria once more down the left-hand side, and Sabitzer will pick it up again. This is a bright start from Austria, but they've been dispossessed, and here comes Spain towards the halfway line. That will finish off the lineup in a moment, but there's no time as Spain come down the left once more. Ball into the area, and the low shot is driven in, and it's gathered by Alexander Schlager, but an early taste of what Lamine Yamal, the 18-year-old, can do, breaking into the area and seeing his shot saved by Schlager.
Yeah, it's actually an indication of what the Spanish are doing, because when they get in that final third, they're just looking for Lamine Yamal. How can we get the ball to the wonder kid? Because we know he's going to make the right decisions. This time his shot was tamed from the angle. Keeper had no issue at all, but as soon as they get over the middle of the pitch, it's where is he? Get the ball to him.
So, if you haven't gathered already, Lamine Yamal is also playing along with Dani Olmo and Alex Bainer, who scored the winner in the last match against Uruguay, with Mikel Oyarzabal up top. Now to Spain's lineup, they have a throw over on the far side, which Marc Cucurella will prepare to take and field to Dani Olmo, and nicely worked down the left-hand side once more by Spain. Good challenge by Kevin Danso. It was a strong one by the Tottenham man, but a fair one. Cleared away at the back for Spain by Laporte, but Austria coming forward again. And Spain's interception almost playing themselves into a little bit of trouble, but Laporte will tidy up, and it's all the way back with Unai Simon, the very much established Spanish number one. Fourth major tournament for him. He's been number one at the last three and ever present here as well, and it's just an embarrassment of riches, isn't it, for Spain, when you've got David Raya on the bench and Unai Simon
Not bad, is it?
starting. Absolutely. So Austria in possession inside their own half. They've got Schlager in goal, the back four of Posch, Danso, Alaba, the captain, and Lima ahead of them, Siebold and Schlager, with Schmidt, Vanna and Sabitzer supporting Gregoritsch up top, as again Austria play the ball into the area, and it's cleared away by Spain. Austria playing from right to left. Kubasi was there, the 19-year-old Barcelona centre-half. But this has been a very bright start from the Austrians.
It is, yeah, down the right-hand side now. The Spanish defence kind of stopped, or three of them stopped, expecting it to be an offside, but there was no flag because the run came from midfield into that nice little space in the far right-hand corner. And the Austrians look very, very up for this, let me tell you.
So Kevin Danso of Tottenham launches the long ball in. It's cleared away by Laporte, and Danso will pick it up again. Austria certainly not looking overawed on the big stage against the reigning European champions, as they pick it up, Austria, with Siebold. And now we'll spread it out to the left-hand side, and Konrad Lima, the ever versatile player who is starting at left back. He's such a huge player for Austria. And there's Ralf Rangnick, the former Manchester United interim manager, managing Austria, says he is one of the world's best at winning the ball back, and that's what Austria are trying to do here, because Spain are coming forward, ball inside the area, and Danso makes the block. It's picked up by Lamine Yamal. Ooh, down right on the edge of the penalty area. Referee says play on. Spain have won a corner. Well, they had half a shout there, Spain. Lamine Yamal going down very close to the penalty area. Let's see, as we see the replay, it was just outside. It wasn't given as a free kick. It may well have been a foul, but VAR won't get involved because it wasn't inside the area, and Spain do have the corner.
Yeah, the Austrians need to make sure they keep an eye on Lamine Yamal. I mean, they're trying to be pretty physical with him, but I'm pretty sure he's used to that by now because he's that good. How do you stop him?
So corner is played short. Worked out to the left for Spain once more. A stooping header by the striker, Mikhail Gregoritsch. And Austria will try and bring the ball forward. They've done really well there because they were so deep. They were all around their own penalty area, but they managed to work it up towards halfway. Out to the left-hand side they go, and it's Sabitzer down the left towards the penalty area. Plays it to Konrad Lima, who's got forwards. Back to Sabitzer once again. Two hugely experienced players for Austria as they have it once more and force back towards the halfway line and eventually into their own half. And David Alaba, the captain, again such a huge player for them, will pick it up. He's had such a brilliant career. David Alaba turned 34 last week as Unai Simon comes out quickly to clear that ball away, but The offside flag is up anyway on the far side, and it will be a free kick to Spain, goalless in the opening 6 minutes here, live in LA on 5 Live and BBC Sound.
Yeah, you can see that the relationship that Sabitzer and Lima have down the left-hand side. Lima's looking to go around Sabitzer when he gets the ball on the line and takes it infield. That leaves lots of space for Lima to go round him. If Sabitzer stays with his feet on the touchline, Lima stays as support.
So, ball goes out of play for a throw to Spain on this near side. And again, Dion, up in our 5th tier, we're having to lean forward. And the issue is that all the commentators in front of us are leaning forward at exactly the same time as well. So then you've got to lean even further forward. Spain in possession inside their own penalty area. Goalless here. A reminder, you can watch this match live on BBC One. If you'd like to do that via the iPlayer, you can also choose the Watch with 5 Live option. We're delighted to have your company with us, whether through the iPlayer or whether on BBC Sounds or in your car if you're travelling. Evening in the UK, in the sunshine in the early afternoon here in LA. It's goalless between Spain and Austria as Spain come forward once more. It's Oyarzabal now to the right-hand side, and Lamine Yamal, who is drifting around in these early stages. Ball is swung in by Porro. Dani Olmo met it, and it's well blocked on the penalty spot by Austria, and Spain will build again. It's Cucurella down the left-hand side who will just slow the play down and pull it back to Laporte. Dion Dublin.
You know what, I think that volley was from Dani Olmo, but I think it hit his own player. I don't think it was blocked by an Austrian shirt. It was heading in the top corner, but I think Oyarzabal was the one that was in the way, and it sort of hit him on the way into the top corner.
So Spain have won a corner, and it's going to be taken over on the far side by Alex Baina, Atletico Madrid player. They played the last one short. Lamine Yamal is an option for that once again. Baina has his right arm in the air. Spain looking for the early breakthrough against Austria. Swung in, and the header is over at the near post. They're claiming another corner, and they're going to get it as well. Quickly back to the cricket, Eleanor Oldroyd.
England innings is over, 169 for 5, so South Africa need 170 to win. Brilliant century partnership between Nat Sciver-Brunt with 75, Heather Knight 58. England recovering from 23 for 3, 170 the target for South Africa, and a place in the final.
Oh, well, thank you, Ellie. Here we have seen Alex Baina taking too long over that corner, and that means it's now been awarded as a goal kick to Austria. Well, there we go. Unless they've just changed their mind in terms of what that is. So either way, it's a goal kick to Austria. Down the right-hand side goes Lamine Yamal, trying to play the ball off Konrad Lima, and the ball will go out of play for a throw to Spain. And you know what, it must have been that VAR must have had a quick look at that and decided that it was a wrongly awarded corner. So, because the length of time applies to goal kicks and throw-ins, so VAR must have had a quick look at that. We haven't seen any VAR flashing up there, but that's one of the rules they've brought in. They can check clearly wrongly awarded corners. They must have decided that it was not a corner to Spain, but they're still in position, Spain. It's swung in high and punched away by Alexander Schlager under a bit of pressure. Spain still have it, not anymore. Cleared away by Posch, and will go out of play. Spain and Austria players asking what the decision is. It's going to be a Spain throw. Again, it's one of these where the Austria players are looking over to the assistant, but again, we've got to lean forward to see if there's a flag there. So no flag, throw to Spain over on the far side. 0-0.
You know what, if you've ever seen Lamine Yamal play, people know I love my music, and if he was a musician, he'd be playing on the offbeat all the time. You never know when he's going to pass it. You never know when he's going to go by somebody, what he's going to do. And that's how difficult it is to read him as an opponent, never mind his teammate.
And here goes Dani Olmo trying to trick his way through. And that's Austrian wall of white shirts. And he's been fouled, the whistle's gone. It's a free kick to Spain midway through the Austria half, and they are just starting, speaking of music, to settle into their rhythm.
Yes, very good, Vicky. Yeah, they are actually. And I can just see Rodri now, he's just starting to dictate play, and Pedri by the side of him.
Oh, brilliant by Lamine Yamal, goes down, wants a penalty again, the referee unmoved. Glenn Nyberg from Sweden VAR will have a look. Spain still in position on the halfway line. How do you stop him? That was Dion Dublin's question. It's the question for Austria. It's the question for everybody who faces 18-year-old Lamine Yamal. 0-0 here on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. Spain have it on the left-hand side. The ball in took a little deflection off Posh, and it will be another Spain corner.
What they can't do, Austria, is they just can't wait and sit in and expect to be able to just defend like this for long periods in this game, because Spain will find a way through, whether it's down the left, right, or straight down the heart of you. They've got the players to pick the passes.
Just seeing a replay of that Lamine Yamal appeal for a penalty. Did look very soft. Not given by the referee and won't be overturned by VAR. So, Biner with his right arm raised once again, whips the delivery in, and it's cleared away at the back at the near post by Austria. Helped on by Sabitzer, but they're so deep, they're not leaving anybody up from those Spain set pieces, and so the ball is going to come straight back at them. Here is Oyarzabal. Out to the left-hand side, Spain work it once more, goalless, with 12 minutes gone, live in Los Angeles, here on 5 Live on BBC Sounds. As they work it out to the right-hand side, it's Pedro Porro, and everybody leans forward once again because it's the near side to our commentary position. And as Rodri has it now. Now Laporte, out to the left-hand side, well intercepted by Austria. And they'll try and keep that ball in on the far side. Spain saying it had gone out of play. And the referee disagrees. Cucurella then was trying to win the ball back, and he's going to be spoken to. It's going to be a free kick to Austria. And Cucurella is getting a bit of a talking to from our referee, Glenn Nyberg of Sweden. And Austria will have the set piece just inside their own half. Goalless for Spain. Austria playing in their first World Cup knockout game for 72 years. As we say, has done so, clears it away and wins a throw for Austria midway through his own half. They were seconds away from going out against Algeria. It was one of these strange scenarios where both sides knew that they needed just a point. It was 2-2 going into added time. Then Algeria scored through Riyad Mahrez, and Austria were on the brink of elimination all of a sudden. It was Sasha Kalajdzic, 61 seconds after coming off the bench. The Wolves man with a thumping header to level it up, send Algeria through as one of the best third-place sides, and Austria through as runners-up. Remarkable drama. Spain have it midway through their own half, and Ralf Rangnick, the former Manchester United interim manager, who is in charge of Austria, basically had to deny questions of journalists about whether this had been planned between Algeria and Austria. He said, look, come on, it finishes 3-3, you can't say that that was planned. If Alfred Hitchcock had come up with that script, I would have said he was completely mad. He'd never seen anything like it, he said, in his 40 years as a coach, in terms of the ending of a game, as Spain have it midway through their own half.
Yeah, it's how you go about this, Austria. They are waiting for the Spanish to get into the middle third, should I say, until they start the press. They're letting them have it in their own third, and they're staying away in a 4-4-2 formation and waiting for them to get into the middle of the pitch, and then there's a little bit more pressure.
Here was Kubasi to Pedro Porro on this right-hand side. Spain have a player down off the ball. Whistle's gone, free kick's been given. Now, that's interesting because it happened about 10 yards away from the ball was. It's Oyarzabal who's gone down. VAR will have a look at this.
It's a free kick. Nothing, no malice in it at all. It's a free kick. Oyarzabal wants to go past Alaba, the captain. As the ball goes past Alaba, he doesn't let the ball, he lets the ball go by, but not the man, he sort of blocks him.
The big cheers in the stadium because Penelope Cruz and Javier Bardem are sprinkling a bit of Hollywood stardust.
Yeah, she said she was coming.
SoFi Stadium in
LA. She told me, she texted me and told me she'd be here today.
Well, they do love to do that here. Show the pictures of the celebrities attending the game on this huge, enormous screen. How many pixels does it have?
80 million.
80 million. An enormous circular screen that runs round the entire stadium. It's suspended from the middle of the roof, so it hangs over the pitch. And to be honest, sometimes it offers the best view of the game because they're showing it on that huge screen, along with the scoreline, which reads Spain 0, Austria 0. And Spain have a free kick midway through their own half on the right-hand side, collected by Cucurella, who has it stolen from him, and a rare chance for Austria to get forward. They started brightly, they've been pegged back by Spain, but it's still goalless as Danso will send it all the way back to his goalkeeper, Alexander Schlager, who chips it out to the left-hand side, and the experienced and versatile Konrad Laimer now all the way back to the captain Alaba, and he'll receive it once more. Hugely decorated player, as we say, David Alaba. He's won a host of trophies with Bayern Munich and Real Madrid, who he's leaving this summer during his club career. As Austria again continue just to knock it around at the back. Here's Seiwald. Out to the right-hand side, and towards Kevin Danso, who fizzed that ball forward. It's well kept in on the far right. Ball in looking for Gregoric, cleared away by Kubasi. Nice control for Austria by Xaver Schlager. The Mexican wave ripples past our commentary position. Dion Dublin is far too focused to take part in that as Austria play it forward once again. That's a nice turn on halfway. Spain get the foot in, but Austria will pick it up once more. Tackles flying in, and Austria eventually come away with the ball out to the left-hand side, and Vanna will work it forward now to Sabitzer. Ball into the area, what a chance! Oh, Gregoric was in there, and on the stretch as he puffs out his cheeks. Couldn't connect. Had he been able to, that almost certainly would have been Spain 0, Austria 1.
Yeah, Gregoric did not commit. He just didn't commit. He ran from the penalty spot towards the centre of the 6-yard box. The ball from Sabitzer was outstanding, but he thought he was going to get clattered by the keeper and didn't really commit. He was about half a yard away. If he'd have committed, it would have been a header from 5 yards away.
And Spain might punish Austria. Here they come down the right-hand side. Ball in from Porro will eventually be collected over on that far side. Here is Dani Olmo, 30 yards out, wide left, feeds Cucurella, back to Dani Olmo. Goalless between Spain, the European champions, and Austria, as Pedri has it, the Barcelona man in midfield. Picked up now by Kubasi. Out to the right-hand side, and Pedri once more, fairly central position. Now finds Lamine Yamal, hugging that right-hand touchline. Cuts in field, it's Pedro Porro, chips the ball in. Great delivery and very well planed. Plucked out of the air by Alexander Schlager, with Dani Olmo just running in at the far post.
Yeah, Schlager had that one from the time it left Pedri's foot. He knew exactly what he was trying to do, find Olmo at the far post. Schlager was edging and read it perfectly. Plucked it out the sky. Danger gone.
So Schlager, the Austria #1, still in possession as Lamine Yamal will pick it up as Austria give it away. Plays it in field, goes for the 1-2. Good covering by Vanna, who was back there defending the midfielder. Plays it out to Sabitzer on this left-hand side, goes down under pressure from Porro, and that will be a free kick to Austria. 0-0, Dion Dublin.
Yeah, they've done well to put out the fires so far, Austria, but it's. As we look at the pitch now, the dugouts are, they're miles away from us, but they're in front of us, and all we've done is look to the right, because Spain are just on the attack. They've got to try and play through this Spanish middle press and get themselves a couple of chances. I mean, it's there for them.
Austria in possession with Danso. Back to Alexander Schlager, the goalkeeper. Now Danso forwards once again. Austria, who qualified as group runners-up, as we say, behind Argentina. The defeat against Argentina in the group stage, incidentally, is their only loss in their last 8 games. And it's David Alaba. Has it for Austria on the edge of his own penalty area. For Spain, well, they're unbeaten 13 since losing the 2025 Nations League final to Portugal on penalties over a year ago. If you go with normal time, unbeaten for the last 33. And Spain have the throw over on the far side. Marc Cucurella preparing to take it as we approach the midway point of this first half. 20 minutes gone. A reminder, you can watch on BBC One if you'd like to. You can also choose the Watch with 5 Live option through the eye player as well, as Spain bring the ball down the right-hand side. It's Lamine Yamal once again cutting in field. He's got Sabitzer there for attendance, but Yamal trying to get past him. They double up on him, and he almost got past them both. Sabitzer recovers really well. Konrad Laimer then comes and helps out Sabitzer. Well, it took two of them to stop him, Austria, but stop him they did, just about.
Yeah, only just, because he waits, and what he does, Lamine Yamal, so well, he's so wide that he gives himself lots of time. His first touch is always good. Gets, I think he gets Meggs on Laimer, then Sabitzer's there to help him out. So it's going to take two to stop this man.
Now to the left-hand side goes Marc Cucurella, and now Aymeric Laporte on the halfway line. Dinks it forward for Spain, who are having to be patient at the moment against this well-drilled, well-disciplined Austria side, marshalled by Ralf Rangnick, who didn't have the best of times, and that's putting it mildly, as interim manager at Manchester United. But he's doing very well indeed
At the moment,
with Austria.
Yeah, he seems to have set them up in a, you know, let's just be nice and sturdy, nice and tight, in a good shape.
They could be broken here as the ball is into the area. They just about do enough, Austria. It was Oyarzabal putting on the pressure, and the ball bounces all the way through to Alexander Schlager, 0-0.
Yeah, the movement of Oyarzabal and Olmo, who's just in behind him, and Lamine Yamal and Pedri in that sort of forward area. I mean, the centre halves of Austria are getting pulled all over the place. You're never supposed to cross over as centre halves. You're supposed to stay in your area. And David Alba's being pulled all over the place.
Here are Spain, just inside the Austria half. Once more out to the left they go, but again it's good pressure from the white shirts, forcing Spain back. And they'll come again. Out to the right-hand side, and Pedro Porro saw the run of Lamine Yamal, who just started, then had to check to keep himself onside. And that means there was too much on the pass in the end, and it's through once more with Schlager.
Yeah, he started out wide that time, and then he found himself going through the middle. His movements incredibly good. Ball was a little bit too long for him. Just couldn't get on the end of it. Schlager there, the keeper, in a very good starting position, but he's going to have to be, because that's the run that's going to really get him behind this Austrian defence today.
Ball cleared away by Austria once more, goes out of play for a throw to Spain. And we hear the customary boos now for the hydration break. So, Dion Dublin, assessment of that first half so far, 0-0.
It's not been too bad, obviously. It's all Spain. They've got the ball, they're trying to find a way through. Austrians are being resilient. Switched off a couple of times down Spain's right and their left, but they've just had some last-ditch tackles that have helped them out. Everything's going through Olmo and Rodri and Lamine Yamal. Stay concentrated, Austria, otherwise this could be a long, long day.
So let's head quickly for an update from the cricket. Eleanor Oldroyd.
South Africa have just started their chase of 170 to beat England and reach the World Cup final. England 169 for 5 in their innings. Brilliant century partnership between Siver Brunt and Knight. South Africa in the second over are 4 without loss.
Thank you very much, Ellie. And to Wimbledon, Katie Smith.
Where it's slipping away for the British number 2, Jan Choinski. He's up against the 17th seed, Francis Tiafoe, who's been producing on the grass leading into Wimbledon. He did take the first set, Choinski, but he lost the next 2, and now he's a break down, so he trails 2-5, a game away from exiting in the second round.
Thank you very much, Katie. I'm delighted to say, live in LA in SoFi Stadium, we've got Spanish football expert Guillem Balaguer with us. Guillem, what have you made of Spain's performance so far?
Well, Vicky, we've chosen the hardest way to win a game, which is based on looking for the free man, the right tempo, the need on individual quality to beat defenders, and that takes time against a side that's very well organized. But I see if you agree with me, it's getting warmer. We have a lot of the ball, and I would think it's the kind of game that is the kind of food that you have to cook slowly, and then little by little things will start appearing. But if there's a more fluid Spain, we're finding the gaps in between the lines, but there's no that last pass, there's no chances, and really there's only one player that has got an extra gear, that's Lamine Yamal, which funnily enough is appearing on the right, but sometimes it's a 10. sometimes on the left. I think because he hasn't got that sharpness to be the defender with pace. He wants to be involved, has been asked to be involved in other parts of the pitch, which is interesting because he'll end up being a number 10, but not yet.
So a food you have to cook slowly, a paella sort of game, is this what we're saying?
Yeah, you've got the rice, you've got the ingredients, you've got the right heat, but it takes a while. The rice is hard still. Just let it go, and there'll be a point to put the rabbit and the chicken. That will be the substitutions. So give us time. We'll get there.
On that note, I was just nipping down to the concourse to get some food. I'm absolutely starving now.
I've got to say, I don't think you're going to find paella inside SoFi Stadium. Unless Guillaume's brought some and hidden it away somewhere. As the players have finished their hydration break, and they're back out on the pitch. But you're right, Guillaume, the sun is out. Dion Dublin's got his white flannel from the hotel. You haven't soaked it in cold water, though, Dion. That is a rookie
I brought this with me from home, Vicky.
You did?
I did, yes.
You've not taken it from the hotel.
Thank
Sorry,
you.
let's just clarify that. So, Austria's players and Spain's players back out onto the pitch. It's 0-0 here. As Marc Cucurella prepares to take this throw here on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. Coming up at midnight, we've got Portugal against Croatia. The winners of this game will play the winners of that game in the last 16, and then Switzerland, Algeria. If you're still with us in the early hours of the morning, that gets underway at 4 a.m. UK time. Here we are into the early afternoon in LA, into the evening, well into the evening with you in the UK, as Marc Cucurella prepares to take this throw for Spain and gets the game back underway. Out to the right-hand side they go, and Pedro Porro with Lamine Yamal now hugging that right-hand touchline. Once more, again, Austria double up on him. And Yamal will find the run at Porro, who whips the ball in. It's a poor delivery from the Tottenham man right across the penalty area, and out to play for a throw to Austria over on the far side.
Little no-look pass from Lamine Yamal there. I mean, he looks one way, he looks towards his fullback, and he plays the ball down the line. It's how do you deal with him? That's the one. It's going to take 2 as well. They're having to double up as well. Sabitzer game back to help Lima.
Spain clear the ball forwards. Austria will get it away. The towering figure of Kevin Danso. Danso will be underneath this ball again. He's done well there. Aerial strength serving him well. As Spain come down the right once more, and here is Lamine Yamal, turns 19 later this month. And Spain working into the penalty area. Brilliant turn by Olmo, and a super challenge to stop him getting the shot away from Stefan Posch. That was absolutely brilliant play all round, attacking-wise from Spain, defensive-wise from Austria. What a turn from Dani Olmo.
Yeah, I mean, a turn that you don't expect him to complete, not in the box as well, not with Alaba right behind him, but he turned Alaba and he just got crunched at the last minute by Posch. Great turn, great tackle.
Corner swung in by Spain, difficult one to deal with. Schlager got there, but it's fired in! On the rebound, Marc Cucurella for Spain. Austria are protesting though, and this may not stand. Spain's players are being waved away. It's been given as a free kick. Schlager felt that he was fouled. Rodri is over, the Spain captain, to complain to the referee, and Cucurella, interestingly, Dion, he ran away, he smashed it in, ran to celebrate, stopped, checked to see if there was a whistle, then continued celebrating, but Schlager was appealing right from the off as that ball came in. What do we reckon, Dion?
You know, just having a little look at this one, I don't think there's anything wrong with that at all. I don't think there's anything. Yes, there's 3 Spanish players around the keeper, around Schlager. However, Schlager gets a hand to it. Not a big hand, not as big as he would like. Should have been stronger. It falls in the 6-yard box. Cucurella smashes it in with his left foot. I don't think that's a free kick at all. Got to be stronger there, Vicky, as a keeper.
Yeah, and they've got underway already. I mean, that is controversial. Spain will protest, and VAR, look, they check everything. Even if it doesn't come up on the screen, they check everything. But that was a pretty quick check, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I think it was absolutely ridiculous. Surely not. I mean, 3 Spanish players around the keeper. They're allowed to stand there and jump for the ball. You don't have to allow the keeper just to come and catch it.
And he does get good contact on it, Schlager. He was under pressure. It's one of those As we saw Arsenal-West Ham, isn't it, where they just have to look again and again, wouldn't they, VAR, and check all the angles, and they do want to make quick decisions here. They've got a high bar for intervention. And the key thing, I suppose, as well, Dion, it was ruled out on field. So VAR is already predisposed to say, all right, that's what it's got to be clearly and obviously wrong to rule it out on field. If it stands on field, that's a different scenario.
Yeah, and I suppose, you know, you've got to give credit to the referee. He's made a decision. He's stuck by his decision. Fair play to him. He is going to get it right. He is going to get it wrong, as you do as players as well. In my opinion, having seen it once or twice on the screen in front of me, I thought that was a perfectly legal goal.
So, ruled out, though, for Marc Cucurella. Nothing wrong with his follow-up. It was the initial ball in, under pressure. Still goalless between Spain and Austria in this round of 32 match, live from LA. Here on 5 Live and BBC Sounds as Spain come down the left once more. Austria getting the foot in with Posh, and Spain will retain possession. Driving towards the penalty area, work it out to the left-hand side once again. More defending to do as Biner has it, twisting and turning, trying to evade the attentions of Vanna, who's done really well there and put the pressure on. So Spain work it all the way back to Laporte and Rodri between them. Now picked up by Kubasi. Young Barcelona defender out to the right-hand side, and his fellow Barcelona teenager, Lamine Yamal, down to the byline. Oh, he's done brilliantly. Lamine Yamal, saved by Schlager. Cross comes shot from the tightest of angles from the teenager. Spain have it on the left-hand side. Played into the area. Might be a chance here. Won't fall to Olmo. Back to Oyarzabal. And the low-driven shot is saved by Alexander Schlager. Oh, it looked as though that was going to nestle in the bottom corner. But Schlager has come up tops there for Austria. Spain corner 0-0.
Unbelievable save, by the way. It's a lovely little turn there from Oyarzabal there. I mean, he's going in the back of the net. It's a fantastic save. It's kind of behind Schlager as well. He has to get down low to his left, and he pushes it round the corner with pace to safety. Brilliant save.
So, corner Spain. Lamine Yamal sends it in, and Schlager that time drops it, but there was no one in a red shirt close enough to take advantage, and it stays 0-0. 33 minutes gone. Dion Dublin.
Yeah, honestly, it's just, I mean, the turn as well from Oyarzabal in the middle of the sort of Austrian box, so to speak, without any pressure at all, and then he just swings his left foot at it across the goalkeeper, across to his left. But Schlager there, honestly, that's going past him, that is. It's a lovely save with power, nudges it round for a corner.
Lovely ball by Pedri, brought down by Lamine Yamal, and the chip is over the bar. Might well have been offside anyway, and the flag is belatedly up against the teenager who couldn't find the target, and Austria have got the free kick moving quickly midway through their own half. Down the left-hand side they go with Konrad Laimer, and now Marcel Sabitzer checks just inside the Spain half and plays it forward, but Laimer won't reach that ball. Xaver Schlager, though, gets the foot in, the midfielder, and it's worked all the way back to Austria's captain, David Alaba. Exchanges passes with his centre-half partner, Kevin Danso. Danso now will bring it forward away from Oyarzabal. Nice ball out to the right-hand side, and Posh, little bit of space for Austria. Approaching the Spain penalty area, it's held up by Biner, pulls it back. Austria play the ball into the area, it's cleared away by Laporte, and brought down by Kevin Danso, who's going to drive from 35 yards. I tell you what, that would have been one of the goals of the tournament, but it's over the bar, and it's still 0-0.
I wonder how many times when he's back at Spurs, I wonder how many times he's put that in the top corner from 35 yards. Kevin Danso, just pass it to somebody else, get yourself back into your position, regain your shape, and go from there. Don't waste opportunities to put pressure on Spain when you've got it in the centre of their half. Keep it, get it wide, get it in the box. Shots from 35 yards are not going to help.
Well, he's never scored for Austria either.
Oh, you surprised me. Having seen that strike, which ended up on the 4th tier, I think.
Do you know what? I think it's one of those things as Spain play out from the back. They're getting such little space, as you would expect, Austria, in that Spain midfield. And it just went to his head, didn't it? He saw the few yards of space, forgot he was 35 yards out, and thought, right, we don't have space very often in this game. I'm going to have a go as Spain come down the left-hand side. It's Biner approaching the penalty area. 25 yards out, plays a crossfield pass to Lamine Yamal just inside the box. Right-hand side, Lamine Yamal. Oh, brilliant nutmeg through the legs of Konrad Laimer, but he's helped out by his captain, David Alaba. and Gregoritsch can't keep hold of it on halfway. Austria have stolen it though from Laporte, and here is Sabitzer, plays it forward, it's cleared away by Kubasi, and Laporte will come back and bring the ball down, and Spain will spray it out to the left-hand side, and Marc Cucurella. 9 minutes to go in this first half plus added time. It's goalless. It's a good game again.
No, it is a good game. It is a good game.
Here they come forward now. Ball into the area, Spain, but they can't find Dani Olmo. Oyarzabal has his head in his hands because that cutback wasn't quite on point. Gregoritsch then wants a foul. He's not going to get it in the centre circle for Austria. And here is Pedri for Spain. Gliding through that Austrian midfield. Cucurella's whip ball. Oyarzabal! Spain with the breakthrough. And it's a beautifully worked goal. Cucurella from the left into Oyarzabal. Unmarked. Slots it into the bottom corner. And the Spanish pressure finally tells. The European champions are ahead in the last 32 against Austria. Spain 1, Austria 0.
That's just potent for me. It really is potent. Nice and simple football. Crisp passing through the middle of the pitch. Olmo out to Cucurella. Cucurella's on the corner of the box, left-hand side. He pings it across the box, on the grass. Oyarzabal is there with his left foot, and he just strokes it in the back of the net, unmarked. Lovely, lovely centre-forwards finish. This could be a long day for Austria if they don't tighten up at the back and stop them having so much time in the final third. That was a typical Spanish goal.
The man who did the damage against England in the Euros final back in 2024 does the damage against Austria here. His third goal of the tournament after his brace against Saudi Arabia. And Spain have the breakthrough that they deserve. Now, how will Austria respond? Will they change tactics? There's been a lot to praise about their performance. They've had a couple of chances as well. They're looking to fashion another one here, but Sabitzer can't bring the ball out of the sky inside the penalty area. And it goes behind for a Spain goal kick. Spain who lead here on 5 Live and BBC Sounds by a 0-0. Dion Dublin.
I mean, Oyarzabal there, I've got to say, as soon as the ball went out to Cucurella, 2 centre-halves of Austria, they go back, they go into an area that they want to defend. Oyarzabal just slowed down slightly, gave himself a couple of yards, goal.
Well, here goes Lamine Yamal. He's not slowing down into the D. They're trying to stop him, but they can't do so. And the shot in the end is straight down the throat of Alexander Schlager from the edge of the penalty area.
You know, as soon as he took that strike there, Lamine Yamal, he goes over to the centre of the pitch. He looks like he's going to pass it to the left. He turns with a little bit of Johan Cruyff, strikes it with his right foot, and straight away, Rodri is clapping him. Well done, well done.
Limer's just got past him on the left-hand side. Frustration for Lamine Yamal. Just slaps his hands together, but Spain have won it back. Spain who lead by a 0-0. And they have the ball on the halfway line with Pedro Porro. He steers it back to Kubasi. Now works it out to the left-hand side, and Rodri. Here is Cucurella, who's had a goal ruled out himself, but provided the assist for Oyarzabal's opener. And Spain work it forward once again. A few oohs inside the stadium as they're showing that Cucurella was onside from that replay. They do play quite random replays, don't they, sometimes?
Yeah, they do,
to
yes.
show in the stadium. I mean, I don't think anybody really thought that Cucurella was offside, and he wasn't. Here's Dani Olmo, and they could be in again, Spain. It's Oyarzabal again, blocked away by Kevin Danso, and should be cleared away by Austria. Sabitzer, neat ball in field. Olmo does really well, comes and wins it for Spain. Pedri gets his head on it. Kubasi's there as well. And Spain in control of possession, in control of the game with 6 minutes to go until half-time.
Yeah,
1-0 they lead.
Yeah, we spoke about Austria. Are they going to go full press? Who's going to be there? Who's going to be the one that starts the press? It's the Spanish that are looking like they're pressing. It's the Spanish that are organised in the middle of the pitch and winning the ball back.
Here they come down the right-hand side. Lamine Yamal just slowing the play down. Just outside the penalty area, goes for the 1-2, but didn't quite come off for Spain there. And a strong challenge by Limer on Pedri. And the ball got a touch off Pedri as well and goes out for an Austria throw. So, back to the cricket. Ellie Oldroyd.
And South Africa have lost their first wicket. England needed that. South Africa 43 for 1, chasing 170 to win. We're in the 6th over, and Laura Wolfart was getting into her stride, the South African captain. Very well caught by Sophie Ecclestone off the bowling of Lindsay Smith for 17. South Africa 43 for 1, 170 the target.
Thank you very much, Ellie. Cucurella in possession here in LA. Live on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. Spain leading Austria by a goal to nil in this last 32. In the sunshine, which isn't as strong as it might be. This is why they try and do the early kickoffs on the west coast, but it is still low 20s here and very humid inside the 5-tier stadium. As Spain work it down the left-hand side, and where Sabo will win the corner. And I was going to wait for this stat till half-time, Dion, but it's gone now anyway. But this continues Austria's run of never having a goalless draw at a World Cup. This is their 33rd World Cup match. I was going to wait until half-time in case we needed a bit of encouragement, but that run continues.
No, I don't think we need any encouragement to liven this game up at all. The Spanish are doing it on their own. Austria at the moment are finding it difficult to string a pass together and deal with the genius of Lamine Yamal and the movement of Harbel.
So corner swung in from the left-hand side. Schläger got there, good punch by the Austrian man, and lovely control on the edge of the area as Austria looked to spring the counter with their forwards dashing forward. But Spain cover that really well and work the ball back to Unai Simon. Spain 1, Austria 0. 3.5 minutes plus added time to go in this first half. Dion Dublin.
Yeah, I mean, the two Spanish centre-halves there, Laporte and Kabasi. I mean, Laporte goes forward and Kabasi stays back, and then they rotate it, so only one of them is going forward if there's a dangerous attack from a cross or something, and then it leaves organisation there because you've got one centre-half at the back organising everything in front of him. Very clever.
Was that Laporte going for goal from inside his own half?
He
there?
did, yeah, he
saw
did actually.
Schlager off his line, but it went out of play for a goal kick, and he raised the hands of apology. Maybe you saw what Kevin Danso did, going from 35 yards out, and said, well, I'll see that and I'll raise you. Here come Austria, though, out to the left-hand side, ball into the area. Oh, bit of space here. They might get the shot away with Posh. In the end, Spain get away with it. That wasn't good marking from Spain inside their own penalty area, but they survived. They nicked the ball away. And it will be Spain who have possession over on the left-hand side.
Yeah, it was the fullback Posh that found himself in the box after a cross that found. It went all the way through to the right-hand side. Posh's touch was just awful. He didn't check his shoulders. He didn't know where he was. It was very much a fullback's touch. I'm pretty sure I'll get some stick from all the fullbacks that I know, but he should have taken a shot quicker.
Pedri's been dispossessed, and here come Austria again. Pedri wants the free kick. Whistle hasn't gone, and again Spain get the foot in. And the ricochet goes all the way back to Unai Simon. No hint of a back pass there, wasn't intentional. So Unai Simon, all in bright blue for Spain, will play this ball out. Spain who lead by a goal to nil. As they work the ball up towards Dani Olmo, midway inside his own half. But this is what Spain are so good at doing. If they want to hold on to the ball, it is so difficult to get it off them.
Yeah, even though they have all this space, the Spanish, because then there's no press, there's no real pressure. When they do have the ball, they just take 1 and 2 touch. The only player that's having lots of touches is Lamine Yamal down the right-hand side. The Spanish are going, I'll control our pass, I'll control our pass. And they're making it look very simple. It becomes very difficult for the Austrians to get close to them.
Free kick to Spain, they've taken it quickly. Here is Lamine Yamal down the right-hand side, edge of the penalty area, pulls it back to Pedro Porro, who dinks the ball in. It's cleared away by Austria. Posh and Danso between them. Cucurella will pick it up, and Biner will keep it alive for Spain. Here is Cucurella once more. As it just outside the penalty area, we'll steer it back to Rodri. And Rodri will work it back as well. Spain happy to take their time to pick their passes. Miscontrol there from Rodri. Nice movement by Vanna as Austria look to work it in field. This is good. They're over the halfway line, out to the left-hand side, and Sabitzer looking for the equaliser against Spain before half-time. That's a lovely ball, right-hand side of the area. Pull back across. It's almost behind everybody, but they will pick it up once more, Austria. Seibel gets the shot away. Now Gregoritsch, he's dispossessed. He was surrounded by red shirts, and eventually the flag is up for offside on the far side. But there are moments here, Dion, where Austria are finding the space. Spain not necessarily super organised at the back. They do manage to eventually swarm the white shirts and get the foot in. But a bit of encouragement for Austria.
Yeah, that was good. Good play from Austria. Again, moved it quickly. They had 4 or 5 shirts flying forward there. But because they know they're out of position, the Spanish, they're getting back very quickly.
Here is Lima inside the penalty area, trying to trick his way past 2 players. One of them is Dani Olmo. and he can't manage to do so. And again, Spain use that swarm of red shirts and steal possession, and that's a lovely ball by Pedro Porro out to the left-hand side, and Alex Baina as we enter 4 minutes of added time here in LA. Baina, Olmo, Baina then looking for the return, was bundled over, and that's going to be a free kick to Spain, 24 yards out, just about right in the middle of the left-hand side of the penalty area and that left arc of the D, as Marc Cucurella continues to complain. Possibly wanted a yellow card into the bargain as well, but it's just going to be the free kick for Spain, who lead by a goal to nil in added time here in LA.
Yeah, they're just being very clever. Baina's coming in off the left-hand side, which leaves lots of space for Cucurella behind him, but Baina's coming in to try and play a little 1-2. I think it was that time with Pedri, and just got blocked off there by the fullback Posh, and actually he's put his team in a bit of a sticky position here, because this ball is in a great position to cross into a very dangerous area. Both centre-halves have gone up this time.
Yes, the height up from the back for Spain. At the moment, everybody, well, Marc Cucurella, is just outside the area. Rodri now making his way in and then out of the box. So Baina and Dani Olmo standing over this. What will they try from this free kick? Schlager waits on the goal line. All the players lined up on the edge of the penalty area. They're going to go for goal. Oh, it's off the woodwork. What an effort from Baina. Ricochets back into the danger zone. And Spain again hit the post on the follow-up. Goodness me. Austria managed to clear away. And they survive somehow. Spain can't believe, first through Baina, then through Lamine Yamal, that they are not 2 goals to the good.
You know, I can't believe that. Baina's taken a shot there, and I'm thinking he's going to cross it. He actually whips it into the near post. Keeper's right, top right. Does the keeper get a touch on that? He probably does. And then it just bounces off his hands onto the crossbar. Then he gets up on his feet against Schlager, and he makes a brilliant save at the near post from Lamine Yamal, just on the angle, 4 yards out. Lamine Yamal, that's the one you want it to fall to, but Schlager stays big, and I mean, it could have been 2 quite easily. Good keeping.
Yeah, you're right, Dion. The second one didn't hit the post. It was a super save from Alexander Schlager, closing down that angle. So close for Spain to making it 2-0 just before half-time, as Austria wants a free kick there. They're not going to get it, but they still have possession. Surely offside against Gregovic. Flag stays down. Spain have possession anyway. Laporte is saying, well, come on, that was clearly offside. And Spain have played the ball out of play because they have a player down. It's Kabasi, and Austria did have a player down as well, but Sami Schlager's just got back to his feet. So Spain played the ball out of play because of that injury. So let's see what the referee does here. You'd think it would be an Austria throw, and they will probably give it back to Spain, as we see that effort from Baina again. And I think you're right, Dion. He did just get fingertips to it, Alexander Schlager. He is having some game in that Austria goal.
Yeah, he actually he needs to at the moment, because it's relentless pressure from the Spanish with good quality football, finding a way through a very, very organised and rigid Austria sort of formation. But there's so much quality in red shirts out there that they're doing it with ease at the moment.
Well, we thought this was going to restart with a throw, but the referee must have blown the whistle to stop play before Spain actually played it out of play. So both players back up to their feet, Kabasi and Sami Schlager, both players back on the pitch. And there is the whistle for half-time. And pretty much as we expected, I think. Dion, Spain have been on top. They've been the better side. They've got the breakthrough. Schlager's had a blindering goal for Austria. It could be more for Spain. There have been patches of promise for Austria. Gregovic had a good chance that he just couldn't connect with the header that would have put Austria ahead. But it is the reigning European champions who lead by a goal at half-time here in LA.
Yeah, deservedly so as well, being the much better side, I've got to say. I mean, Austria have been in relentless pressure, chance after chance, movement's very, very good. I like the 1 and 2 touch of the Spanish is brilliant, leaving Lamine Yamal to do what he does down the right-hand side, floating into the 10 role as well when he needs to. Rodri and Pedri and then Olmo just You know, there's no set positions for them. They just look so fluid and so comfortable. Could have been two, but it's not. Down to Schlager, the keeper in goal, who's had an outstanding first half for Austria.
So here in LA, Spain won, Austria 0 at half-time.
Some save, Dion, both from the free kick and then from the follow-up.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if he actually got a touch from the free kick, the dead ball, but he did, off to the bar, tipped onto the bar, top right-hand corner. And then he gets up so quickly, and Lamine Yamal's there, 3 yards out on the angle, and he makes himself so big, chappers. Keeps his team in the game at 1. If it's 2, you're thinking, can they get back into it? But it's 1, they're still in it.
Former Austrian captain Christian Fuchs is with us as well, and they are still in it. I mean, that double save could be of vital importance, because 2-0 you feel would have been an impossible scoreline to come by. I know Belgium did it against Senegal, but Christian, that would be harder. Come on, I know you're positive, but come on.
I'm actually not disappointed with Austria's performance, what they showed. I expected them to be a little less outgoing, a little less pressing, and that's what happened. They are, they're digging in, they're fighting, they wait for their moments more. I've not seen a 40-50 yard sprint from Sabitzer, which he usually always does, just to put the pressure under the ball under pressure. So I really like what Austria is showing, and they had, given that they were a little bit more conservative and patient, they had some good moments where they actually broke away, also 4 or 5 times, but couldn't get a pass. So I'm happy with the performance, to be honest.
And actually, Christian, Anthony Barry, Thomas Tuchel's assistant, said this to us yesterday at half-time, that as long as it's 1-0 going into the second half of the second half, or the fourth quarter, if some people want to call it that at the moment, then you basically try not to lose it. Don't chase it. Don't lose it in the first half of the second half. And then chances may very well come your way.
I think Austria has... I don't see Rangnick making any tactical changes. I think what they tried to do worked, and Schlager had a brilliant game, especially with the double save at the end. I think one thing they actually need to change is probably bring out Arnautovic in, because every ball that was played forward basically came straight back to them. But maybe bring Arnautovic in there, who is a little bit more flair on the ball, maybe can hold up the ball better, draw a foul, relieve the pressure a little bit. But other than that, again, we had a good chance from the Sabitzer cross. I think this is the moments where there's the difference in the class, where I think Gregoritsch just needs to jump a little bit more as well to get a connection with the ball. But overall, I'm very happy with how we played.
OK, Christian, for the moment, thank you. Dion, Vicky as well. Let's go to the other live sport that's going on. You could be in for a good finish at the Oval here, Ellie.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting, this one. I think England may feel they've probably got enough, but if they have got enough, 170 the target for South Africa. They're 56 for 2 in the 9th over. If England have got enough, it'll be down to their captain and their ex-captain, who scored a brilliant century partnership, dug them out of a hole. They were 23 for 3 at one stage, but then Sivebrunt 75, Heather Knight 58. I tell you what, chappers, it has been a good couple of nights for experienced England captains in dire situations.
It certainly has. Let's go to Wimbledon, where I don't think it's another good day for the Brits, though. Katie Smith.
Well, a mixture. We've lost another. That was Jan Choinski, the British number 2, who's just tipped into the world's top 100 recently. Took the first set against the 17th seed Francis Tiafoe, who's been really good on the grass, winning tournaments in the lead up to Wimbledon, but lost the next 2, went a double break down in the 4th, and eventually went down in 4 sets. So Tiafoe is through, but Arthur Ferry is into the 3rd round, the only Brit left standing. A really impressive performance against the the qualifier Otto Virtanen, and he'll play an unseeded player, Zizou Bergs, in the 3rd round. Just one singles match still going on here on court 1 where I am, and there could be a bit of an upset on the cards. We've got Grigor Dimitrov, you might remember last year, was 2 sets to love up against Yannick Sinner, then had that awful injury, had to retire. Sinner obviously going on to become the champion eventually, but he is leading by 2 sets to 1 against Jakub Menšik, the semi-finalist at Roland Garros. Menšik had the break in the 4th set, but it's been pulled back by the senior Romanian man Grigor Dimitrov in the fourth, and he leads on serve 4-3.
Thank you, Katie. Sports Extra 2 to listen to the tennis, Sports Extra to listen to the cricket. We'll look ahead to Portugal-Croatia, which is a midnight kickoff, and try and hear from Jamie George ahead of England's new Nations Championship game against South Africa on Saturday. And we'll have the second half of Spain-Austria, all after Nick Hatfield.
This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
The voice of the UK and the FIFA World Cup 2026.
Good evening. Two 15-year-old boys who were spared a custodial punishment for raping two girls in Hampshire have been resentenced to 4 years in detention. The Court of Appeal ruled their original sentences were unduly lenient. The attacks by the boys, who were known only as X and Y, were also filmed and the footage shared online. Lady Chief Justice Baroness Carr outlined the Court of Appeal's judgment.
X and Y participated, either as principals or as assisters or encouragers, in multiple rapes carried out in front of others, and in which the complainants were subjected to humiliation and degradation, in particular by the filming of the offences as they took place. We found that the judge had undervalued the seriousness of their offending and the serious harm caused by it to the complainants.
The frontrunner for the Labour leadership, Andy Burnham, says he won't be undisciplined with finances if he becomes Prime Minister. In a radio interview, Mr Burnham said he'd stick to Labour's election manifesto promises, but stressed there's room for movement on tax. A cast member from Married at First Sight UK has been arrested on suspicion of rape. In May, a BBC Panorama investigation revealed there had been rape allegations from 2 women on the reality TV show. A third alleged a non-consensual sex act. All the men deny the allegations against them. A man has been pulled alive from under rubble in Venezuela 9 days after the country was hit by 2 earthquakes. Hernan Gil was working in a shopping centre when it was flattened. Our correspondent, Shigita Lamai, watched as he was rescued.
It's day 9 and this man has been pulled out successfully. It's taken a mammoth rescue effort. So what I can see in front of me is that he's been brought out on a stretcher. I can see rescuers who are hugging each other. They're smiling. They're trying to be quiet because they don't want to alarm this man.
And the Prime Minister says pubs will be allowed to stay open until 5 in the morning on Monday for England's last 16 World Cup match against Mexico. Kickoff is at 1 a.m.
Immerse yourself in the sounds of summer.
Quiet, please.
Crowd settles out here on centre court.
Here we go. Returns for the forehand, and that's a beauty.
Stunning backhand volley.
Slice forehand backhand into the middle of the court.
He's trying to win it here. And he has!
Join us down at SW19 for Wimbledon 2026.
The 2 embrace at the net.
Continues tomorrow from 12.
Ask your smart speaker.
Play BBC Radio 5 Live.
This is 5 Live Sports
At the FIFA World Cup 2026.
with Mark Chapman.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
South Africa need 107 off 60 balls if they're going to beat England at the T20 World Cup semi-final stage. You can listen to that on Sports Extra. Portugal, Croatia on the way here on 5 Live at midnight, following the second half of Spain against Austria, which the Spanish lead by 1-0. We're going to hear from Jamie George now, ahead of England's Nations Championships campaign. Maro Itoje has been rested for this tour, so he spoke to Chris Jones and Paul Grayson about how it feels to be captain once again.
It's very similar to what it was like being vice captain or whatever I was in the Six Nations. It's like, I've loved it. I love the responsibility. I've spoken a lot about it. You know, it's been, you know, one of the greatest honours of my life to be able to do this role and to be able to do it in South Africa against South Africa at Ellis Park. Like, it's huge. I've loved it. I'm fully aware that it's a very temporary role, but you know, I'm embracing it for what it is. And as ever, like, you know, I care about this position greatly. So, you know, I'm giving all of myself to it.
But we know how proud you were to be skipper before, and how gutted you were to have it taken away. Did any part of you hesitate when Steve asked you? Were you like, of course I'm going to do it? Yeah.
Not one bit.
We spoke to Sir Kev earlier in the week, and he was talking about his watch and all his alarms going off with his oxygen blood levels. But having been here for a period of time that gets you past that hump, is there a confidence in the team that you can go out and just, it's not even an issue now, we know we can deliver for 80 minutes because we're where we're supposed to be physically?
Our head of performance, Phil Morrow, did a great presentation on it before we left, and just said, like, you need to back me that you're going to be ready to go, and we do. Like, I've been lucky enough to work with Phil for like 15 years or so. Like, he's unbelievable at what he does, and you know, we felt good running around in training. Like, it's going to be difficult. Like, a test match against South Africa, wherever you play it, is difficult. Like, it was physically demanding in Paris. It was physically demanding at the Allianz Stadium. It's going to be physically demanding here, but you know, like, we've prepared really well. Like, we have prepared really well. I know that you speak to every captain before a game and they say they're prepared. Like, we have. Like, I've been around the block long enough to know that, like, we've got something coming, and we're backing what we're about to go and do.
Full commentary of England against South Africa from 20 to 5 on Saturday afternoon here on 5 Live. Plenty more build-up on the Rugby Union Weekly Pod, which is out now on BBC Sounds. Big wicket for England at the Oval, Ellie.
Yes, Marizanne Kapp, who can cause serious damage with the bat as well as the ball, out for 5. Charlie Dean taking the wicket. Nat Sciver-Brunt taking the catch. Kapp out for 5. Tasmin Britt's still there on 39, but the South African required rate is nearly up at 11 now. 68 for 3 in the 11th over, chasing 170 to win.
Sports Extra to listen to that. Just to confirm, if you didn't hear it earlier, that Elliot Anderson has left Nottingham Forest to join Manchester City. The fee somewhere around £116 million, and at the same time Nottingham Forest have confirmed Vitor Pereira's exit from the City ground. It is now expected that Oliver Glasner will take over and become Nottingham Forest's 5th manager in just under a year. Portugal against Croatia here at midnight. You can also watch it on BBC One. You can watch Spain-Austria on BBC One as well at the moment, with the Spanish leading by a goal to 0. Well, it was a good job I asked you that question pre-match, wasn't it, Guillaume?
You obviously had done your homework. Yes, that's right. The invisible man scored again, and I was just checking his stats. He scored 11 goals in the last 10 games. Don't tell anybody. But he is just incredible, because what else did he do? Well, he had another chance, but how do you defend him? He sometimes appears on the halfway line, other times gets into the box when the move is in the other side. And he's just very, very clever in the way he does things, and obviously he's super effective. Like, he isn't in his own club, he's very effective in that role.
Do you think he is probably the most under the radar footballer playing for one of the big nations at the World Cup?
Listen, mate, when Mark Chapman asks you about Oyarzabal, means you're not on the radar anymore.
Don't be silly. Now going like... but yeah. Do you not think?
He's not looking for that. I think to actually be the most recognisable striker, say, in the world, you have to have these stats, obviously, play for a big club, and want to be that guy that is in all the posters. Well, 2 of those things don't fit with him. He's with Real Sociedad and will always be. He will retire there.
Has he ever come close to leaving Real Sociedad?
He has had offers, and as I said earlier, Barcelona are looking for a striker, so they put his name out there just to try to bring the money down on Julian Alvarez at Atletico Madrid. But no, he's never just considered it at all. He doesn't want it. So you've got all that, and for him it's about enjoying the game. He gets paid well enough, and being in a place where he's recognised. We all want that, a little bit of love. He gets that from Luis de la Fuente, no doubt, and waiting for his moment, because at 23, 24 he was good, but he wasn't a regular with the national side. He wasn't a regular in the Euros either. Now there is no doubt he's with Lamine, our most important player.
Guillaume, for the moment, thank you. Dion, can I ask you a question about something you said in the first half, which was what you described Lamine Yamal as off the beat.
No. What I was saying, if he was a musician, he would be playing on the offbeat, which means he doesn't play on the beat. He doesn't control and pass. He controls and then passes, and then he controls and passes, and then he controls.
He's a jazz musician.
Yeah, he is exactly that. And you know, jazz is my first club, so that's what I'm trying to get to. I just feel that you never know what he's going to do. I'm a percussionist, chap.
I know you are.
In between the beat, so I play in between the beat. I play everything else
Gotcha.
Everybody else is playing the rhythm. I play the solo.
I was taking hope from the fact that those of us who have no rhythm at all and no timing in any sense when it comes to music could be as good as Lamine Yamal. That's what I was thinking. But I've completely...
Don't forget, Chabbers, don't forget.
Yeah.
Me and you have played five-a-side before, so that's never going to happen, sir.
Right, all yours, Vicky. Good luck.
Thank you very much, Mark. We can all but dream.
Absolutely.
We can all but dream. But yes, Lamine Yamal has shown that so often he does play to his own rhythm. Those little flashes of solo quality where you don't know what he's going to do next. Will we see more of that in this second half? A half that has been very good for Spain. They lead by 1-0, the reigning European champions. Were it not for a fantastic performance by the Austria goalkeeper Alexander Schlager, they could certainly be further ahead. So, at the break, Austria are going to make a double change. Florian Grillitsch is going to come on for Zaberschlager, the midfielder. And Carney Chukwuemeka, former England youth international, is on for Nicholas Seival. So, double change for Austria, Dion. What sort of shift in tactics do you think we'll see from Ralf Rangnick in the second half?
I'm hoping that they are going to have a bit more of the ball and a bit more of a say in the second half. It's going to be difficult, though, because, they're going to kick off the second half. They'll have the ball. They'll stick it in the corner. They'll try and get territory. But better football, better defensively, and make sure when they get in the final third, your touch is right, your pass is right, and just take an opportunity if it's there. They've had a couple in the first half. I've got to say, they broke quickly in numbers, but they just couldn't take their chance.
But because of that solo goal for Spain, they still have hope, Austria. And Spain play it back to Unai Simon. No changes for them at half-time. Simon in goal. The back four are Porro, Kubasi, Laporte and Cucurella. Ahead of them, Pedri and Rodri, with Lamine Yamal, Olmo and Biner supporting the goal scorer, Oyarzabal, up top. Spain in their traditional red shirts, the dark blue shorts and the dark blue socks as they steer it back to Unai Simon, who has it inside his own 6 yards area, closed down well by Gregoric there, the Austria striker. But they've worked it nicely between them, that Spanish back line, as Cucurella brings it down the left-hand side, lays it off to Biner. And Biner, under a bit of pressure, eventually will draw the foul. Austria protest, all in white, their kit. But it is the set piece to Spain. So Austria now with those two changes. Schlager in goal. The back four are Posch, Danso, Alaba and Lima. That back line as well, we have to give credit to them. It's not just the goalkeeper who's played their part in keeping Spain at just the 1-0. Ahead of them now, Chukwuemeka, Vanna and Grillitsch, with Sabitzer and Schmidt supporting Gregoric up top. So, Spain eventually will take this free kick and they will work it through Laporte, eventually via Kubasi into the centre circle with Rodri. And now Dani Olmo plays it out to the right-hand side, back in field from Lamine Yamal, who is immediately doubled up on this time. Chukwuemeka getting back there as well to help out Lima. Chukwuemeka, the former Chelsea and Aston Villa player, has got 3 goals for Borussia Dortmund this season. Switched allegiance from England in March, so playing at his first major tournaments for Austria as Spain bring it forward once more. Here is Pedri looking for that run of Lamine Yamal out on the right-hand side, but it's cleared away by Austria. Pedro Porro up there challenging for possession, does really well to both win the header, then keep it in. Chukwuemeka tries to steal it off him and then looks as though he'd fouled Pedro Porro there, and he has done. Porro looked as though he'd lost the ball. Chukwuemeka saw the opportunity and then saw the opportunity evaporate as he fouls Porro, and it will be a free kick to Spain on the wide right.
Yeah, this is what you don't want. You don't want to start the game by giving the Spanish free kicks in good areas. We know how good the delivery is from Biner and Olmo, and they're going to put it on a sixpence for whoever's in there in a red shirt. More pressure for the Austrian defence. Nice long line just across the penalty spot, about 5 white shirts, 6 white shirts, level with the penalty spot.
So Biner will roll it to Lamine Yamal, who again is taking on 2 white Austrian shirts, and he's done really well. Down to the byline he goes, but then can't quite get past him inside the penalty area, has committed the foul, and it's going to be a free kick to Austria. But he just loves to take people on in those situations, even if there's 2 of them.
Yeah, and you know, he's got to take 2. He's got to take 2 because he gets by the first one quite simply with a little bit of skill. Sabitzer's there helping out. It is tough because once you get 2 players on Lamine Yamal, you've got a spare player somewhere.
Spain have stolen it outside the area. The shot driven in by Oyarzabal, the goal scorer, is straight down the throat of Alexander Schlager.
Yeah, that's a 25-yard shot, 20-yard shot out there from Oyarzabal there, straight down the throat of Schlager, no problems at all. Didn't quite hit it, side foot, laces in between. I think he may have had Olmo to his right there, could have slid him in.
So Schlager taking his time, ambling out of his penalty area. A reminder, you can watch this match on BBC One. If you'd like to do that with our commentary, just choose the Watch with 5 Live option on the iPlayer. I'm delighted to have your company with us on 5 Live and BBC Sounds, as Cucurella will tidy up at the back for Spain. Plays it forward towards the halfway line. It's cleared away by Austria. Spain will get the foot on it with Pedri. Nicely nodded back by the 19-year-old centre-half Pau Kubasi to his goalkeeper, Simon, as Spain build from the back once more, leading by Galton. And oh, that was a little fist back by Laporte there. And Simon kept his concentration and managed to control inside his own 6-yard box. A little bit hearts in mouths there for the Spanish fans inside the stadium as Biner comes down the left-hand side, and it's cleared away for another Spain throw. Dion Dublin.
Very tidy in the middle of that midfield there for Spain. They always have an option, and as a midfield player, if you look up and you've always got a couple of options, you will break through the lines and you'll break through the press. The press is just all about options and lifting your head and knowing you've got 2 or 3 passes on.
Good defending by Paul Vanna away from Dani Olmo. Spain have a corner from this near side. I have to say, the commentator in front of us, and it's sort of fair enough because we genuinely can't see this touchline unless we lean forward, but he's up and down like a duck in a box.
If I could reach him, I'd grab his collar and sit him down.
It's all right, we'll just lean, Dion. You're taller than me, so
that's
you can tell us what's going on.
That's nicer.
So corner from this near side to Spain, who lead by a goal to 0. It's driven in low to the penalty spot and headed over by Oyarzabal, who again has taken up a good position but sees the header sail over the bar.
They just seem to know exactly what they're doing. I mean, that time it wasn't a cross from the corner. It should have been an in-swinger, but it was more of a laces one, more of a little 4-iron just pinged in towards the penalty spot, finding an individual player from a corner is very difficult.
So Austria playing their way out from the back. Here is Kevin Danso out to Posch on this right-hand side. Infield once again to Posch. That's a nice layoff to Vanna. Vanna well closed down by Rodri. Ricochet will take it to Biner. And forward now by Pedri in a bit of space for Dani Olmo racing towards the area. As he bundled over there by Danso. Spain furious. No free kick given. Danso deemed stronger by the referee from Sweden, Glenn Nyberg. But Austria have given the ball away, and here comes Spain once more. It's Dani Olmo inside the area. Won't quite fall for Spain to get the shot away as Austria, with last-ditch defending, managed eventually through Vanna to run the ball clear, but he's been dispossessed. Here's Biner. Lamine Yamal wants it on the far side. Biner, left-hand side of the penalty area, down to the byline. Here's Cucurella getting involved now, still outside the box, Spain. Cucurella gets it back. Spain leading by a goal to 0 here on 5 Live and BBC Sounds against Austria in the last 32. Live from LA as Spain work it all the way back to the halfway line. It's the way that they go from 2nd gear to 5th gear, Dion, as they come forward again, going through the gears once more as Cucurella plays it forward, got a deflection off Posch, and Danso will let it roll. He's going to have to clear it to prevent the corner, and does so. How to play for a Spain throw.
It's wave after wave, isn't it? It really is. I mean, 2 or 3 chances there. The Spanish could have created another chance. They're so patient, though. They're happy to go back a couple of passes in order to get forward with a very, very telling pass. And the movement of their forward 3 and the support from Porro for Lamine Yamal and from Biner from when Kukurea goes forward. It's just the relationships are very, very clear to see. Understanding's very clear to see.
Here is Kubasi just outside the centre circle, the centre half. A nice little bit of space now for Rodri. He's going to drive, deflection, takes it just wide of that post. It's going to be a Spain corner. They are pushing the European champions for this second goal.
They are, Rodri. I mean, we've seen him do this for City many, many times. Laces from 25 yards out, took a deflection, wrong-footed the keeper, but just slid past the left-hand post as Rodri looks. Another corner, more danger.
So corner again from this near side. Plenty of red Spanish shirts dotted amongst the white ones of Austria in the 6-yard box as the corner is swung in. It's cleared away by Austria. Out of the penalty area, they had a player down, a few appeals for a foul. Lamine Yamal has been dispossessed as Austria try and bring it away, but Spain will prevent the counter. And it's all the way back with Unai Simon. Wicket at the cricket, Ellie Oldroyd.
Yes, another important wicket. England keep on checking the momentum. 91 for 4. South Africa now after 14 overs. They need 79 runs, make that 75 runs from 35 balls. The danger woman is Tasmin Brits. She's just reached her 50, 51 of 44, 170 the target. And South Africa are 95 for 4.
Thank you very much, Ellie. Spain in possession here. Biner drawing the foul from Posh, and that's going to be a free kick to Spain just inside the Austria half. Spain 1, Austria 0.
Yeah, they can't get frustrated here, Austria. They've got they're still in the game. Oh, look, I'm looking at the big screen here in LA, and it's Kobe Jones. I used to play with Kobe Jones at Coventry City. Rio Ferdinand's there as well, looking fantastic. Two of my old mates on the big screen, eh? I didn't see them taking a photo of the screen.
Get yourself on the big screen, too.
No,
Point the cameras
stop it now.
way.
There's enough. Let them have their time.
So, free kick to Spain. Just wondering whether there was a yellow card there for Posh. It looked as though the referee might have got a card out, so we'll try and clarify that. Got distracted by Kobe Jones.
Yeah, we did actually, yeah. Really good lad. A lot of caps for his country.
So, Spain in possession. Here is Kukurea. Now Laporte. Spain leading by a goal to 0 against Austria in this last 32 live in LA. Forward now is Pedri. Out to the left-hand side, and Biner down by the corner flag, pulls it back to Kukurea. You can hear the Spanish fans inside the ground. There's far more of them than the Austrian fans. Though the Austrian fans are making the music, the Spanish fans with the U's and R's, and there might be more of those as Spain come down the right-hand side. Crossing was deflected. Vanna takes a touch and will clear away to the left-hand side for Austria as they look to counter up towards the halfway line, looking to level things live in LA here against Spain. As the ball is picked up on the left-hand side, but the ball in was poor. It's straight into the arms of Unai Simon, and the chance is gone for Austria.
I mean, Unai Simon there, you could just see him as the ball was going down the left-hand side. He knew that there was a centre-forward sprinting in the box. He sort of edged away out of his box just in case he could nick it and quash the attack. He did it really well as well, just came out, picked up the ball, no pressure.
So Lamine Yamal in possession for Spain. Just to confirm, no yellow card for Posh, so if the referee had got it out of his pocket, that yellow card, and he changed his mind. So Spain still in possession, out to this left-hand side. And they play the ball to the edge of the penalty area. Here's Biner, nicely worked between him and Pedri as Biner drives. It's blocked away by Vanna. Gregoric, though, can't keep hold of it, and Spain have it in the centre circle. Another wicket at the cricket, Ellie.
Yes, Tasmin Brits past her 50, out very next ball, caught by Silverbrunt off the bowling of Charlie Dean for 51. So Dean and before that Lauren Bell, 2 wickets in 3 balls. South Africa 97 for 5. They need another 73 and 31.
Thank you very much, Ellie. Spain coming forward here in LA on 5 Live and BBC Sounds, leading Austria by a goal to 0. And out to the right-hand side. They work it once more. Here's Lamine Yamal into the penalty area, drives a shot, and it actually ricochets off the defender and then ricochets off Lamine Yamal and goes out of play for an Austria goal kick. Spain have a player down here off the ball. It's Pedri, and that was completely not to do with the play at all.
Yeah, I think it was a late challenge from Danso there, just a bit heavy as the ball was passed on. Almost passed it on, and about a second later he gets crunched from Danso. That's the frustration I was talking about. It's just very, very...
Goodness me. Dion has just absolutely flattened an enormous bug that's flown into our commentary position. Yeah, you've still got the reactions, Dion Dublin.
I don't know.
So Pedri's up to his feet. And we play on. He's not moving that well, is he, Pedri? Just limping a little bit as Spain have it at the back. And the whistle goes, so... Now, there's going to be a substitution here. That's all a bit bizarre, really. Was there an offside there? Again, we're just leaning forward. Potentially there was an offside there, but either way, substitutions are happening. It's all got a little bit scrappy suddenly. A double change for Austria, and one of the players coming on. Hear the roar for this man from that little knot of Austrian fans away to our right. It's their record goal scorer, their record appearance maker, the former West Ham player Marko Arnautovic, and Sasha Kalajdzic, their hero off the bench against Algeria. The Wolves striker is on, and Gregoric and Schmidt, who's really struggled to get into the game, go off. So, Dion, we've just hit the hour mark. Is this almost a plan already from Ralf Rangnick that, look, if we're still in this game at 1-0 or 0-0, then this is what we're going to do when we hit the hour mark, and we're going to bring the big players on?
Yeah, I think Arnautovic, you know, he's 37 now, he is getting on, but his football knowledge, he's a nuisance to play against. He's physical.
As the ball is into the area and the header is over. The immediate chance for Sasha Kalajdzic. Oh, that's pretty much what he did against Algeria off the bench. 61 seconds later, he buried the header. And this is a super chance as well. But this time he sends the header sailing over the bar. Warning for Spain. It's still just 1-0. Austria are still in this.
Yeah, Kalajdzic there. I mean, he's just literally ran from the touchline straight into the box and submits to push it in the box, and he's on the end of it. That's just the presence of two centre-forwards now. Arnautovic by the side of him, two up top. We've got to give it a go, otherwise we are out. And that's the only way that Austria will get back in that side, get back in this game.
But here comes Spain down the right-hand side. Dani Olmo, ball to Lamine Yamal, and he will just get there, the 18-year-old. Lamine Yamal into the penalty area, couple of step-overs, pulls it back to Dani Olmo. Brilliantly blocked away inside the Austria penalty area, and Spain pick it up in the centre circle.
You know what the Spanish do so well? They take up a position, and this is the players that don't have the ball. They take up a position when they are in possession, and when they are out of possession, they take up another position, which is very, very good and very, very organised.
Out to the right-hand side, and Lamine Yamal's kept it in again. Oh, no, he hasn't. Flag eventually has gone up, but he's furious. But again, so dangerous on that outlet, and you can hear the boos inside the stadium, and that gives you a flavour of how many fans inside this near 70,000-seater stadium are here supporting Spain. As we look around, it's all red shirts.
I think he was offside. He might have been offside, you know.
So, Austria in possession on the halfway line. Sabitzer and Kalajdzic playing it between them. And Kalajdzic will hook it forward for Arnautovic, and the flag stays down for now. Brilliant defending by Unai Simon, the goalkeeper, comes out. Arnautovic has stayed down. The free kick's gone the way of Spain. Flag stayed down as well. VAR would have had a look at that. And Arnautovic, I think, might be hurt here. But it's brilliant goalkeeping by Unai Simon. Came flying out, super header to clear away.
Again, Simon there, just knowing what position to be in. I mean, I can't see anything wrong with that. I don't know what he's supposed to do. He jumps in the air, and Arnautovic is going to put him under pressure. And Arnautovic kind of pulls out, which is fair enough. But Simon's already in the air, heading the ball away, and Arnautovic is still going towards him. There's inevitably going to be contact. I don't think Arnautovic will be down for too long. He's a big, strong lad. I don't think there's anything in that at all. Good header by the keeper.
Well, Austria's players are coming over to get drinks. And again, we're seeing this during the World Cup, that the assistants there are trying to stop them getting any sort of tactical instructions. during this break. I mean, it's clearly Arnautovic has been clattered into by Simon, but as you say, you know, it's just normal follow-through contact.
Yeah, it is.
Doesn't look overly serious, and he is now standing up to his feet, and he's going to have to go off as the trainers have come on for the requisite 1 minute. And Unai Simon will take the free kick for Spain, who still lead by a goal to nil, approaching the midway point of the second half. But those substitutes, even though they've only been on a few minutes, Arnautovic and Kalajdzic, they've made a difference for Austria.
They have, because they are literally staying as two centre-forwards, which mean that the Spanish have to keep at least two centre-halves back, or even three.
Dion Dublin with us here on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. A reminder, you can watch this match on BBC One if you'd like to do that with the 5 Live commentary. Choose the Watch with 5 Live option on the BBC iPlayer. All the reaction to today's games on the Football Daily you can download from BBC Sounds. And as Austria pick it up once more on the halfway line, this is a good little spell for them. Infield by Posh, ball over the top is too much for Arnautovic, who's back on the pitch, and it's all the way through with Unai Simon.
It is a change now, a change of mindset for Spain. They're going to have to think about, right, they're leaving 2 up because they have to, Austria, to get into the game, so we have to change our shape defensively.
Long ball over the top, allowed to bounce by Austria, and that could be dangerous. It's Lamine Yamal, right-hand side of the area, drags the ball back to keep possession, trying to trick his way through. And in the end, Austria get the foot in. Spain come forward once more, though. Here's Pedri. Under pressure from Vanna, then slips but manages to retain possession, and Dani Olmo now 30 yards out centre position, goes left to Cucurella, and now Biner left hand side towards the penalty area he goes, but again Austria well marshalled. Dani Olmo picks it up now it's Pedri out to the right hand side as Porro will interchange passes with Lamine Yamal. Here's Pedro Porro once again just outside the area. Again Austria well organised. And again, Spain patient, preparing to pick the lock with Dani Olmo. Out to the left-hand side, it's Biner. Infield, Dani Olmo, bit of space, drives, blocks, Cucurella just inside the box, manages to squeeze it to Biner. Biner to the byline, pulls it across, and there is the second goal for Spain. It's Pedro Porro, and Austria's mini revival with those substitutes from the bench is quashed by the European champions. They have doubled their advantage. They've given themselves breathing room in this last 32 tie. Spain 2, Austria 0.
That's just pure patience, because Austria have had a little spell for 2 minutes, but the Spanish have regrouped. They know what they're going to have to deal with now, 2 centre-forwards, but it didn't matter to the Spanish. Biner, Porro coming from that right back spot, finding his way all the way into the box. Lovely pullback. Think it was it Cucurella? No, it wasn't Cucurella, but it's a lovely little ball, and I've got to say, unbelievable football. Pullback, who's in the box? It's the right back. 6 yards out, Porro 2-0. That might be game over, you know.
A first Spain goal for Tottenham's Pedro Porro, and it comes at a World Cup. It comes in the knockout stages, and the knockout stages of World Cups have been agonising for Spain ever since they lifted the trophy for the first time in 2010. They have never won since then a World Cup knockout match. Didn't get out of the group in 2014, out in the rounds of 16 in 2018 and 2022, both on penalties, but here they are now in control. They're in command, the reigning European champions, against an Austrian side who, as we say, were just starting to come back into it, Dion, but that hope has now been quelled.
Yeah, I mean, the persistence from Cucurella and Biner down the left-hand side to make sure that there was some kind of end product. Cucurella was fighting tooth and nail on the corner of the box to put Biner in down the left. Biner just sprinted toward the touchline, and everybody thinks he's going to put it right down that corridor of uncertainty, but he doesn't. He doesn't. He pulls it back, and Porro is there with a header from 5 yards.
So, hydration break, and Spain will be preparing a double change. It looks as though Mikel Merino of Arsenal and Ferran Torres are going to be coming on. So let's head back to the cricket. Ellie Oldroyd.
And England can just scent the World Cup final on Sunday in their nostrils. South Africa are 118 for 6, 14 balls left, 52 runs still needed by South Africa. And Sophie Eccleston has struck again to remove Chloe Tryon out for 12. 2 catches for Eccleston and clean bowled Chloe Tryon. So South Africa really need to go big and go now if they're to give themselves a chance. But at the moment, it's England's to lose. 118 for 6, South Africa, and we have got another 13 balls left.
Thank you very much, Ellie. And to Wimbledon with Katie Smith.
Well, we've had a bit of an upset on court 1. Grigor Dimitrov, a former semi-finalist, but 12 years ago, now at the age of 35, here on a wild card, having dropped to a world ranking of 146, has knocked out the 15th seed Jakub Menšik, who was in the Final Four at Roland Garros only a couple of weeks ago. Grigor Dimitrov taking the first, Menšik leveling, and then Dimitrov coming back, fighting back from a breakdown in the fourth to claim it 6-3. So Grigor Dimitrov, who remember led Yannick Sinner, the eventual champion last year, by 2 sets to love before injury tore away his chances. He is back in the third round at Wimbledon.
Thank you very much, Katie. Here in LA, Guillaume Balaguer, you've done very well at celebrating quietly. There's been a lot of fist pumping, but not the roars that we're hearing from the Spanish radio commentators to our right. But you must be breathing a lot easier after that.
Yeah, it's been quiet happiness to the fact that I recognize this Spain. I know who they are, I know the guys, I know how they're doing it. And to be honest, yeah, the highlights will be about the goals, but we are a rock. We have not conceded a goal. We only conceded 1 chance at the only time in the whole game in which Austria was on the up, and then we go and score, of course, because we always have the chances. So we are defensively outstanding, sometimes with attitude more than organization, but at the moment, you have to say, it is impossible to concede.
And as you touched on before the game, Guillaume, as well, it's the first time you've gone through a World Cup group stage without conceding. As you say, you've still not conceded a goal at the tournament. It's looking pretty positive.
Yes, I think I'm going to put chorizo in the paella. I'm relaxed now. I'm just going to do extra things now to it.
So that double change has been made for Spain as we prepare to get back underway after the hydration break. Ferran Torres and Mikel Merino of Arsenal, as we say, coming on. Danny Olmo and Alex Biner, who's provided that assist for the goal from Pedro Porro that gives Spain the 2-goal advantage as we're back underway. And here is Mikel Merino, involved immediately out to the right-hand side, and Lamine Yamal. We talk a lot, Dion, about momentum shifts from hydration break. Spain obviously scored just before this one. How do Austria get back into this, do something that nobody, as Guillaume has just said, has done yet at this tournament, and score against Spain?
Yeah, listen, it's hard to know how to get through this. Guillaume's absolutely spot on. They look so solid. Even when they're in possession, they look organised at the back, because now they've got 2 centre-forwards to be marked in white shirts, and they seem to have done it and adjusted to it, no problem at all. 1 player sitting in front of the 2 centre-halves behind, and it seems to be seamless in possession and out of possession. Listen, Austria were in this game at 1-0. At 2-0, it's going to be a very steep climb.
Well, they need a goal quickly, Austria. They will think back to that chance that the Wolves man, Sasha Kalajdzic, had just after coming on. His header over the bar that would have made it 1-1. But they didn't take the chance, and Spain took theirs at the other end. And here is Ferran Torres, dispossessed just on the edge of the 6-yard box, down by the byline, and it's cleared away by Austria. Rather bounces off Kalajdzic and will go out of play as Luis de la Fuente watches on. The Spain manager, been in charge since December 2022. The European Championship winning manager, getting the better of England in the final. And now looking to mastermind Spain to the 2nd World Cup triumph in their history. A lot of contention for possession on this near left-hand side, and Austria will make the interception. David Alaba will steer it back to Alexander Schlager, who has kept Austria for so long in this game, but now 2-0 down with 17 minutes plus added time to play here in LA. They are going to need to write a Hollywood-esque script if they're to stay in the World Cup. But Dion, you know, we did yesterday, less than 24 hours ago, to Belgium against Senegal, and Senegal were by far the better side in that game as Austria conceded a free kick midway through the Spain half. By far the better side. 2-0 they led on 86 minutes, and then Romelu Lukaku, Yuri Tielemans taking it to extra time. And then Tielemans with that late extra time penalty winner, as Rodri's got a bit of cramp, so play momentarily won't be starting, now it will, but essentially anything can still happen.
Yeah, no, listen, it can. I can't see it happening, not today, because, you know, Spain have made this look, I'm not going to say easy, because what they do is they make it look easy because of hard work. They're all working incredibly hard to get the ball back, and then when they get the ball to their feet, they play with a nice calmness, and they're confident with each other. They know what each other can do, and it's assurance of your teammate that they know the system works. They know where they've got to be when the ball's in a certain position. Hard work makes it look easy.
I mean, just as you say, they play with the calmness. Pedro Porro smashes the ball out of play from his own half for a goal kick.
Oh, he's terrible, he's terrible.
He's got his first goal for Spain. He's put them 2-0 up here as Austria win. A free kick inside the centre circle. 15 minutes to play. Ooh, a little bit of afters there as Austria were preparing to take the free kick. It's all bubbling over all of a sudden, and it hasn't been this sort of game at all. Referee from Sweden, Glenn Nyberg, is just stepping away from the situation. Austria have brought the ball back to take a free kick. Well, Spain not happy, Austria not happy, and I think there's certainly going to be a bit of a talking to here by the referee. Well, we saw Yuri Tielemans and Leandro Trossard, both of Belgium, going at it yesterday, but this was two sides coming together, and I think the two captains are being called over here. Grilic is there as well for Austria. He has the ball in his hands. Rodri is there, the Spain captain, and David Alaba as well. Grilic is the one being spoken to, as is Pedri, and the referee very much saying no more of this. And Austria eventually will get us underway as the attendance is announced. Just over 70,000 here in SoFi Stadium. The 5 tiers packed to the rafters as Austria have the free kick inside the centre circle, and they send it forward into the penalty area, trying to catch Spain out. Cleared away by Kubasi, who runs it out to the right-hand side, and in field now to Mikel Merino. Kubasi then with a little miscontrol, and it will be a throw to Austria over on the far side. Spain 2, Austria 0, Dion Dublin.
I mean, if you're going to bring two centre-forwards on, two forward-thinking players that can score goals, get the ball in the box, don't complicate it, trying to play out from the back or any pretty football, they're looking for a penalty here.
Well, either a penalty or a corner. They're furious, Austria. It's been given as a goal kick. I've got to say, as we see a replay, let's see. Well, hard to see really from that angle who got the final touch, but it is given as a Spain goal kick. And that is one of the things about VAR. They look at wrongly awarded corners. They don't look at things that should have been corners that weren't. So, so Spain back underway with that goal kick. A nice ball forward as they work it over the halfway line, and they could be in again here towards the penalty area they go. Spain looking for a third goal. It's Mikel Merino crosses the ball into the box. Austria very calmly take a few touches, but then play the ball out of play. And that really should be a corner. It was initially given as a throw by the referee, but the assistant over on the far side has spotted what we in the fifth tier could see. It is a corner to Spain. Austria getting themselves in a little bit of a muddle. Yeah, that was so simple. Mikel Merino, diagonal pass to Rodri, diagonal pass to Pedro. It's just, they make it look so simple. And the Austrians now are trying to get close to the red shirts, but because they're passing the ball so quickly, the white shirt's on the way to the red shirt, and the ball's gone. Lamine Yamal over to this near side to take the corner for Spain. The 18-year-old raises his right arm in the air. The red shirt's on the move in the penalty area. Good delivery by Lamine Yamal, and the header on the angle of the 6-yard box sails over the bar. Ferran Torres, the substitute, it was arriving. Another chance for Spain. It stays Spain 2, Austria 0.
Yeah, got to get that first connection. Austria in their own box especially, you've got to get first contact, because If the opponents get first contact, they inevitably get second contact as well. So clear your lines, do better defensively.
Long ball forward from Vanna for Austria. They absolutely are listening to Dion Dublin. They've got the tall figures of Kalajdzic and Arnautovic up there, and it is the big up and under for Austria. And well might it be. Both players so good in the air, and both with considerable skill as well as Kalajdzic. Nice layoff to Vanna. Austria know that time is ticking away. Can they find a goal to get themselves back into this and to make it Spain 2, Austria 1? They're coming forward now, down the left-hand side. Sabitz's ball into the area. It's blocked on the edge of the box and cleared away by Spain up towards Lamine Yamal, but Austria will make the interception once again, and they'll keep it alive over on that far side. And in possession outside the penalty area as they work it to the right, and now they're forced back midway through the Spain half as they manage to work it forward. David Alaba getting forward, lovely layoff by Arnautovic, and the shot on the angle is driven wide by Carney Chukwuemeka, the former England youth international, making his first appearances this tournament at a major competition for Austria. Off the bench again as he's been used as a substitute during this World Cup. That was lovely movement from Austria. Dion's thoughts in a moment, but it's all over at the cricket. Have England done it, Ellie Oldroyd?
They have done it by 40 runs. Comprehensive victory in the end, South Africa. 129 for 8, all down to the captain and the ex-captain. Sivabrunt with 75, Heather Knight 58 earlier. England will face Australia in the final at Lord's. And remember, England have never lost a World Cup in which they've been the hosts.
Thank you very much, Ellie. So another good day in the end for England in the cricket, just as it was in the football. You can catch up, of course, still on all the reactions to England's victory over DR Congo on the iPlayer. Just search for the World Cup page, reaction with Mark Chapman and the team. And, of course, the Football Daily as well, available to download throughout the tournaments on BBC Sounds. Spain in possession with Laporte on the halfway line. We're into the final 10 minutes here in LA. Spain 2. Austria 0. Spain have it with Mikel Merino in the centre circle. Played forward now to Oyarzabal. Now out to the left-hand side, and Marc Cucurella, ball into the area. Oh, it was almost so beautiful for Spain. Ferran Torres, though, can't find a teammate. Whistle's gone eventually. It's going to be a free kick to Austria midway through their own half.
It must be so difficult to play against this side, because there's red shirts just running everywhere and always available. I mean, these Austrian players are looking over their shoulder and they're getting closed down, and then before they know it, when they're receiving the ball, they're getting a red shirt there, putting them under pressure. They're being forced to play quickly, Austria, because the Spanish are working so hard to get the ball back. No fluidity from Austria at all, because they've not had the ball for long enough.
So Austria in possession, just inside the Spain half. Here is Florian Grilic looking for options. He's got Posh over on the right-hand side, but goes in field instead, exchanges passes with David Alaba, the captain, who is stepping up more now from centre half as the ball is into the area. Posh was there, and the header is not far wide, cutting in from right back. Spain are being given something to think about in these final 10 minutes or so.
Yeah, it's a great cross, actually, from the left-hand side. Wide left, just it's like level with the 18-yard box. It's a looping one. And Posh is just creeping in at the far post. Cucurella does enough. Cucurella doesn't know he's as close as he is. Posh gets on the end of it. He heads it wide, but just a little half warning there for the Spanish.
And there could be a warning here for Austria, because Lamine Yamal has it, plays the ball forward to Oyarzabal, does really well to keep hold of it. Ferran Torres, left-hand side of the area, very well dispossessed by Danzo, who shepherds the ball out of play for an Austria goal kick as well. 8 minutes plus added time to play. Spain 2, Austria 0.
Good game this, you know, it really is. I think what we are seeing, though, is the difference in class, the difference in the football and the organisation and the passing through the thirds and not panicking.
Can Austria channel some of that calmness that Spain are showing? Can they find a way back into this game? Cucurella with the challenge, brings it forward to the halfway line, then was caught. Oyarzabal had retained possession, but it is going to be a free kick to Spain, and this time it will be a yellow card to Stefan Posch.
Yeah, I mean, just in front of the dugouts there, playing little. I mean, there must be 2 or 3 yards between the Spanish players, but they just managed to wriggle out of it, and Cucurella is just about to get on his way down the left-hand side, gets a little kick on the back of his Achilles. I think it's from Posch, yeah, the right back.
So Spain preparing to take this free kick inside SoFi Stadium here in LA. As they work it out to the right-hand side, and Lamine Yamal, they're 2-0 up. They're yet to concede a goal at this World Cup, as Pedro Porro, who's got his first Spain goal, the Tottenham man, in this second half to just give them that breathing space in a game that they have largely very much dominated. They played some great stuff. Schlager has kept the scoreline lower for Austria, but Austria were just having a little spell before Porro got that second goal, having brought on Arnautovic and Kalajdzic. So it did come at an important time for Spain as they work it down the left-hand side, and Pedri plays it to Mikel Merino. Now to Rodri, back to Merino once again. The Olays around the stadium from many of the Spain fans here in LA. They vastly outnumber the Austrian fans as we look away to our right, that little section of the Austrian supporters in the 4th tier, looking a little bit glummer as Ferran Torres plays it forward. This is beautifully worked by Spain. Oyarzabal pulls it across, won't quite fall initially, and then Yamal's effort off the line. Brilliant clearance by David Alaba, the Austria captain, as Austria eventually win a free kick outside the penalty area with Kevin Danso. Well, it looked as though that was going to be Lamine Yamal's moment in this game, but David Alaba, what heroics from him to keep it at Spain 2, Austria 0.
Yeah, it's. I mean, you said there was olays by the Spanish fans. That was about 30 seconds ago. That's how long they had the ball. That's how pretty the football was. They create a chance off of all that beautiful football. 10 or 12 olays, and the super kid is coming off. I don't think he's got a bead of sweat on his brow.
That is his last action of the game, Lamine Yamal. They're getting him back to full fitness after his injury. Missed the end of the season with a hamstring issue. No point in pushing him further than he can go. Certainly not in a game where Spain are leading by 2-0. He is replaced by his Barcelona teammate Gavi. And Spain will win the free kick midway inside their own half. So, well, we're almost at the 86-minute mark, Dion. This was the moment at which Belgium started their comeback against Senegal, but it feels, to be fair, as it did in that game, that feels unlikely to get an Austria comeback. If they are to spark one, then they need to spark it pretty quickly. They've made another change. Alexander Prass has come on for Stefan Posch, who's just picked up that yellow card. And Austria will build once more from the back.
Yeah, they're trying to play out from the back. And the Spanish are still pressing them and still doing exactly what they were doing in the first 5 minutes. That shows the fitness of the side. That shows the willingness to stick to the programme, which has worked for them all through this game. I've got to say as well, I mean, people say that Rodri might not be the player that he was, or he's not quite back to full fitness, but he's got a baton in his hand. He's the conductor today.
Out to the right-hand side goes Spain, ball into the area. They're trying to get the shot away and they can't do so. Another opportunity for Spain. I make that 22 attempts on goal now to Austria's 5. They've scored 2 of them. As Austria come down the right-hand side, it's Kalajdzic taking on Cucurella. Kalajdzic with the delivery, it's past Sabitzer, spins out of the penalty area and cleared away by Pedro Porro. Spain 2, Austria 0 into the final 3 minutes plus added time, live here in LA.
Yeah, don't waste time now. Get it to your fullbacks, get it to the big men up top. If you want any chance of nicking a goal, get it into the box as soon as possible.
And that's what Sabitzer does. It's well blocked away over on that far side, and Spain will clear, looking for Ferran Torres. Vanna trying to win it back. Torres did really well there. He was on the ground and he just hooked out a leg, steered it to Oyarzabal. He manages to work it out to this left-hand side, and Gavi as the substitutes combine for Spain. Gavi eventually will see it work back to Marc Cucurella. And Spain will work it forwards to Gavi once more on this left-hand side, but no need to rush it. They know that. They are heading for a last 16 tie against either Portugal or Croatia. That match coming up on 5 Live, kick-off midnight UK time, and then in the early hours, 4 a.m, Switzerland against Algeria. In field now to Mikel Merino for Spain, who has it on the halfway line. And they will work it once more, Spain, inside the centre circle. It's Pedri, out to the left-hand side, and now Marc Cucurella as Spain look for this third goal to wrap things up, and they might get it here, and the flag stays down, and they do get it here, and it's Oyarzabal again. Well, he started things off for Spain in this game, and he has rounded things off very nicely indeed for the European champions. Their knockout match hoodoo at a World Cup is over. For the first time since they lifted the trophy in 2010, they are going to win a knockout game at a World Cup. They are going to head into the last 16. They lead Austria here in LA by 3-0.
I've got to say, I mean, the Austrian defence there, well, they couldn't see the invisible man that time. Let me tell you, nobody could see him. He ghosted in. Oyarzabal, he was about 30 yards between him and any white shirt. He passes the ball past the keeper on the penalty spot. Nobody near him. As an invisible man, I've got to say, he's very effective, isn't he? Unbelievable finish. No panic whatsoever. Great ball from Cucurella. Cucurella's, 20 yards away from the 18-yard box, wide on the left. Doesn't want to take a touch. Leaves it in front of Oyarzabal there. Easy one-touch finish. Spain have been outstanding. The thing, and the scary thing about the Spanish, I don't even think they're in top gear yet.
A 4th goal of the tournament for Mikel Oyarzabal. A 3rd goal of the game from Spain. As Austria get things underway again, they've had moments in this game, Austria, despite being outclassed by the reigning European champions, where perhaps things could have turned. But you have to say this is deserved for Spain, and as Austria have it midway through their own half D, that's the key question now, isn't it? You say that Spain haven't even hit top gear yet. The question is, can they find that gear that takes them at this tournament onto the level of what we've seen so far from the likes of Argentina and particularly France?
Yeah, they will do when they need to. They're in a situation here playing against an Austrian side that obviously are not as good as the Spanish. We've seen that today. Austria have had a good go, I've got to say, but they're just not at the level. But like I said, in order to play this well with this amount of quality, you've got to put a shift in. And they've worked incredibly hard to make it look easy.
We're into 6 minutes of added time as Austria come down the left once more with Pras, and now working in fields to Grilic. But they know Austria, they know there isn't time. They're trying at least to get on the score sheet to become the first side to score against Spain at this World Cup, but that Spanish back line continues to hold firm. They clear the ball out of the penalty area, and Austria will pick it up once more. It's Grilic. Plays it out to the left-hand side. The red shirts back defending for Spain as Kalajdzic made the run, and Unai Simon comes and claims very well just inside his own 6-yard box.
Yeah, Simon's done incredibly well in this game too. His positional play is very good. His timing of coming to collect stuff and stay on his line, and he made it look very easy as well. It helps as a back four when you've got a keeper in good positions, because if the ball goes over the top, he will sweep it up. So you're collectively looking incredibly strong.
Whistle's gone for a foul on Pedri, and Spain will have a free kick. Midway inside their own half, Marc Cucurella is gesturing towards Karni Chukwuemeka and saying, hang on a minute, he's not 10 yards away. I mean, he is right, Marc Cucurella, but it is a Spain free kick that they can do what they want with. They are comfortable, they're in possession, they lead by 3-0, and they're making another change. Aymeric Laporte is coming off, and Marc Pubil will make his major tournament debut. The 23-year-old Atletico Madrid player is on, and Fabian Ruiz as well has entered the field. As Austria have it on the right-hand side. Here is Alaba. Plays the ball forwards over the halfway line, looking for the height of Kalajdzic. And Spain will pick it up once more. Pedri is the player, incidentally, who is the second player to depart for Spain. As Chukwuemeka will pick it up for Austria, and now plays it back to Kevin Danso. Sends the ball long, looking for the run of Sabitzer. It's cleared away by Spain into the final 2.5 minutes plus added time. And it is Spain who lead Austria by 3-0. Well held up by Gavi, and then Cucurella will pick up possession, but there was a foul in there, and it's going to be another free kick to Spain. What has impressed you most about Spain in this performance, Dion?
Well, I think their willingness to put their body on the line to keep hold of the ball, how important the ball is to them, retain possession under physical pressure. It looks easy, but it's not.
Well, they could be in again here, Spain. Can they wrap it up with a fourth? It's Ferran Torres who drags the shot wide, and it will trickle behind for an Austrian goal.
It's easy to say it, but when they've got physical contact, they're putting their bodies on the line, they're putting their body in between the player and the ball, looking after the ball. The ball's important, we've got it, don't give it away, otherwise we're going to have to work hard to get it back, so keep hold of it as long as we possibly can. It gives us more of a chance of scoring a goal, and all those little things that you do make it look easy for you and make the job easier for you.
Austria in possession. Here is David Alaba. Their first World Cup for 28 years is coming to an end in the last 32. It's their first knockout stage games at a World Cup for 72 years as Arnautovic wins a throw for Austria deep in Spain territory. Disappointments for Ralf Rangnick, the former Manchester United interim manager. Disappointment for Austria, but they always knew that this was going to be one of the toughest tests that you can get at this World Cup, up against the reigning European champions. That throw is absolutely bizarre. It doesn't even make it into the penalty area.
He slipped out of his hands.
Got that all wrong, didn't they, Austria, over on the far side. They're still in possession. Ball is played into the area, looking for Kalajdzic. Will be shepherded away by Marc Cucurella, and we've got 45 seconds to play. 45 seconds for Spain to see out the clean sheet. They will see out the victory. They will be heading for a last 16 tie against either Portugal or Croatia. That match coming up for you on 5 Live and BBC Sounds at midnight tonight. And Spain have it outside their own penalty area. A word on Austria. Dion, disappointment today. Could they have done any more tactically?
Well, there was moments for them in the first half where they did break forward with a lot of white shirts, and they just didn't get the final part right. The touch, the finish, the decision that they made was wrong. And then when they give the ball away, the Spanish punish them.
And there is the final whistle. Spain are through to the last 16. They've won a knockout game at a World Cup for the first time since lifting the trophy in 2010. The hoodoo is finally over for the reigning European champions. And they are going from strength to strength. They are building momentum. They have beaten Austria by 3-0 in LA. Dion Duffy.
Yeah, I've got to say, for me, if I could sum that performance up by Spain, it was very professional. They looked in control from the very first whistle. Pedri and Rodri in the middle of the park were just brilliant. Cucurella down the left-hand side as well. Just looking great and solid as well. The two centre-halves, Kavasi and Laporte, conversations, non-stop organising. It just seemed to work for them today, and Lamine Yamal down the right-hand side getting a bit of a breather later in the game, but just pure quality from the Spanish.
A brace for Mikel Oyarzabal, a first Spain goal for Tottenham's Pedro Porro, and Spain through to the last 16. It finishes in LA. Spain 3, Austria 0.
They are, and as Vicky has said, they will meet the winners of Portugal and Croatia.